Silence, all stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh, give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save the King.
Admission of lawyers. Tanya Abunaida.
May it please the court, I move that Tanya Abunaida be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tanya Abunaida be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Antonia Antoniadis.
May it please the court, I move that Antonia Antoniadis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Antonia Antoniadis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Marie Leanne Attard.
May it please the court, I move that Marie Leanne Attard be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Marie Leanne Attard be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Daisy Sylvia Baltrop.
May it please the court, I move that Daisy Sylvia Baltrop be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Daisy Sylvia Baltrop be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jingwei Chow.
May it please the court, I move that Jingwei Chow be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jingwei Chow be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Maxime Tessa Fee Buchhold.
May it please the court, I move that Maxime Tessaphi Bouchard be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Maxime Tessaphi Bouchard be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Elizabeth Ann Callaway.
May it please the court, I move that Elizabeth Ann Callaway be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Elizabeth Ann Callaway be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jiangzhu Chang.
Please the court, I move Jiang Xue Chang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jiang Xue Chang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Luca Italiano Sacosta.
May it please the court, I move that Luca Sacosta be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Luca Italiano Sacosta be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kirk McRobert Cuthell.
May it please the court, I move that Kirk McRobert Cuthill be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kirk McRobert Cuttle be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sakshi Darkle.
May it please the court, I move that Sakshi Darko be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sakshi Darko be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Thomas James Fowler.
May it please the court, I move that Thomas James Fowler be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Thomas James Fowler be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sydney Ann Gale.
May it please the court, I move that Sydney Ann Gale be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sydney Ann Gale be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lee Gordon.
May it please the court, I move that Lee Gordon be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lee Gordon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Avnor Kaur Guran.
May it please the court, I move that Avnor Kaur Goran be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Avnor Kaur Goran be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Emily Pastiga Hancock.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Pastiga Hancock be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Pastiga Hancock be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harrison James Campbell Hendricks.
May it please the court, I move that Harrison James Campbell Hendricks be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Harrison James Campbell Hendricks be appointed as a lawyer of this court.
Zaylon Hang.
May it please the court, I move that Zaylon Huang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zaylon Huang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sinia Min Ting Huang.
May it please the court, I move that Sinia Huang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sinia Minting Hung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nikhil Avatut Joshi.
May it please the court, I move that Nikhil Advadhat Joshi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nikhil Avadhut Joshi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ryan Thomas Kalmir.
May it please the court, I move that my son Ryan Thomas Kalmir be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ryan Thomas Kalmir be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Claudia Denise Lamb.
May it please the court, I move that Claudia Denise Lamb
admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Claudia Denise Lamb be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Xin Chan Liu.
May it please the court, I move that Xing Chen Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Xing Chan Lu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dominique Joy McAllen.
May it please the court, I move that Dominique Joy McAlane be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dominique Joy McAlane be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dylan Joseph Fielding McGurr.
May it please the court, I move that Dylan Joseph Fielding McGurr be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dylan Joseph Fielding McGurr be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Natasha Molina.
May it please the court, I move that Natasha Molina be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Natasha Molina be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Chantel Morgan.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Chantel Morgan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Chantel Morgan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shanta Cassandra Tangam Nair.
May it please the court, I move that Shanta Cassandra Tungam Nair be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shanta Cassandra Tangam Nair be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Freshta Danwabi.
May it please the court, I move that Christian Nawabi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Freshta Nawabi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sabrina Martina Nudd.
May it please the court, I move that Sabrina Martina Nudd be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sabrina Martina Nudd be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amelia Jeannie Rushton Pash.
May it please the court, I move that Amelia Jeannie Rushton Pash be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amelia Jeannie Rushton Pash be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Antoni Risteski.
May it please the court, I move that Anthony Risteski be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anthony Riteski be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lauren Kathleen Saban.
May it please the court, I move that Lauren Kathleen Saban be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lauren Kathleen Saban be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Richard Shen.
May it please the court, I move that Richard Shen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Richard Shen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bridget Kathleen Shields.
May it please the court, I move that Bridget Kathleen Shields be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Bridget Kathleen Shields be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shivam Singh.
May it please the court, I move that Shivam Singh, my partner, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shivam Singh be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasmine Mary Somi.
May it please the court, I move that Jasmine Mary Somi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jasmine Mary Somi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dane Thomas.
May it please the court, I move that Dane Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dame Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Majida Tiba.
May it please the court, I move that Majeba Tiba be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Majida Tiba be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chase Chow Tran.
May it please the court, I move that Chase Chow Tran be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chase Chow Tran be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Varco.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Varco be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Varco be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander Jack Wright.
May it please the court, I move that Alexander Jack Wright be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexander Jack Wright be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Patrick Young.
May it please the court, I move that my partner Patrick Young be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Patrick Young be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tianqi Zai.
May it please the court, I move that Tianqi Zai be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tianqi Zai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Weijia Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that Wei Jia Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Wei Jia Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alex Jesse Zhu.
May it please the court, may I move that my son, Alex Jesse Zhu, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alex Jesse Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fatma Zraika.
May it please the court, I move that Fatma Zraika be admitted as lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fatma Zraika be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admissions have just been moved to swear an oath or to make an affirmation. Would all newly admitted lawyers please stand in accordance with the directions of the officiating officer?
Could rows 1 and 2 on my right please stand? Tanya Abunaida, Antonia Antoniadis, Marie Leanne Attard, Daisy Sylvia Baltrop, Jingwei Chow, Maxime Tessafi Buchhold, Elizabeth Ann Callaway, Jiangzhu Chang, Luca Italiano Sacosta, Kirk McRobert Cuttle, Sakshi Dakal, Thomas James Fowler, Sydney Ann Gale, Lee Gordon, Avnur Kaur Guron. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 to my right please stand? Emily Pastiga Hancock, Harrison James Campbell Hendricks, Zailun Huang, Sinia Minting Huang, Nikhil Avadut Joshi, Ryan Thomas Kalmer, Claudia Denise Lamb, Shinchan Liu, Dominic Joy McErlane, Dylan Joseph Fielding McGurr, Natasha Molina, Sarah Chantel Morgan, Shanta Cassandra Tangam Nair, Freshta Nawabi, Sabrina Martina Nudd, Amelia Jeannie Rushton Pash, and Antoni Risteski, Lauren Kathleen Saban, Richard Shen, Bridget, beg your pardon. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And both rows on my left now, please stand. Bridget Kathleen Shields, Shivam Singh, Jasmine May Somi, Dane Thomas, Majida Taiba, Chase Chow Tran, Emily Varco, Alexander Jack Wright, Patrick Young, Tianqi Zai, Weija Zhang, Alex Jesse Zhu, Fatma Zraika. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Please say, "So help me God," or "I do."
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down.
Now that the formal part of the proceedings is complete, on behalf of the Chief Justice and all of the judges of the court, I would like warmly to welcome you and your family and friends to the Supreme Court of New South Wales. I am Justice Ward. I'm the President of the Court of Appeal, and I have the honour today to represent the Chief Justice at this very special ceremony for each of our newly admitted lawyers. Present with me on the bench today to my right is Justice Brereton, who is a Judge of Appeal, and to my left is Justice Campbell, who is a Judge in the Common Law Division of the Court. Together we constitute the Court, which has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice. As we gather here today, I would first like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. I recognise the long-standing and enduring customs and traditions of Australia's First Nations peoples and their deep connection with country. And I welcome any of our First Nations peoples present here today or watching the ceremony online. To all of the newly admitted lawyers, it is a great pleasure to welcome each of you individually and collectively to the legal profession of this state, and particularly to be able to do so in person after 2 years with the restrictions we've faced in the global pandemic. It's now some 40 years since I was admitted as a solicitor in this very same courtroom. I well recall the solemnity of the occasion, although it was the last of the day because my surname began with W, and the excitement and pride of my parents who were here to witness the ceremony and who had had nothing to do with the law up until that point. Little did I imagine that I would one day be presiding over just such a ceremony. I'm also pleased to welcome, as I've indicated, all of those who are watching you here today or via the live stream. Today is a day for celebration. You have worked all extremely hard to reach today's milestone. Perhaps it has been through caffeine-fueled nights. Certainly it will have been through obscure problem questions, reading countless wafer-thin pages of textbook, or straining your eyes on computer screens, and you will no doubt have read more cases than you can ever hope to remember. You are entitled to be proud of your achievements, and your family and friends are entitled to be proud of you and of themselves for their support of you. No doubt many of them will feel they'd almost be equally qualified to be admitted here today, having shared the knowledge of law that you've gained over the years, and no doubt having been on the receiving end of your finely honed skills of advocacy and persuasion. Perhaps those skills will extend to persuading them to take you out to celebrate your admission today. Your family and friends may well feel that they know more about snails in ginger beer bottles and the cannibalisation of shipwrecked cabin boys than it was ever necessary for them to know. In being admitted as a lawyer today, you have joined a centuries-old profession with ancient origins. The custom of advocates swearing an admissions oath dates back to the 12th century. This Supreme Court was established in 1823 and is nearing its bicentenary. This court first admitted lawyers to practice in 1824, making New South Wales only one of a handful of jurisdictions with a continuously operating court as old as this one. By 1830, the names of lawyers were entered onto rolls in this state. You've now become part of that tradition almost 200 years later, and you'll be entering your name on the rolls today. Perhaps for some of you, or for your family and friends, that seems as long as it has been since you've been studying. But what I want to speak to you about briefly today is the fact that at the heart of that legal tradition is the direct relationship between the court and lawyers as officers of the court. The oath or affirmation that you have made today is a serious one, and it deserves solemn regard. Today, you assume ethical obligations over and above those demanded of you as members of the community. The legal profession is dedicated to upholding the rule of law, one of the most important pillars of a peaceful and democratic society, and accordingly, the standards that are expected of you as legal professionals are high. As lawyers, you will owe onerous duties to your clients, but you should never forget that your paramount duty is to the court. Among the obligations you owe to the court are a duty of full disclosure of the relevant law, a duty of candour not to mislead the court or knowingly to permit your client to do so, a duty to refuse to permit the commencement or continuation of baseless proceedings, a duty to exercise care before making allegations of misconduct against another person, a duty not to assist any form of improper conduct, and a duty to conduct cases before the court efficiently and expeditiously. Your duty to the court requires you to comply faithfully with those ethical obligations, no matter what pressures may be placed upon you, and no matter that they may conflict at times with your client's wishes or desires. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, in academia, or in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. It is in acknowledgement of this weighty responsibility that we observe today's unique formalities. An occasion such as this marks not only the achievements that you have made in the course of your studies, but also the prospect of those to which you aspire in the future. Each of you has travelled a different, albeit in many cases similar, path to join the legal profession. You come from different homes, different backgrounds, and different cultures. You bring to the practice of law different experiences and different perspectives. You will no doubt have different expectations and aspirations for your career. The legal profession and the administration of justice are both enriched by that diversity, and it is important that we strive for diversity in all aspects of the legal profession, including on the bench. Though women were not originally permitted to practice, since 2018, women have made up more than half of all solicitors with a practicing certificate in New South Wales, and currently 63% of solicitors under the age of 30. Women occupy many of the most senior positions in the law, including, of course, the Chief Justice of Australia. The local court of New South Wales has almost achieved gender parity amongst magistrates. But gender diversity is not the only issue to be addressed. Cultural and ethnic diversity, among other diversities, is just as important. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and those from diverse cultural backgrounds continue to be underrepresented in the legal profession, and particularly within the judiciary and the ranks of senior counsel. In that context, it is laudable to note that we have our first Indigenous Supreme Court Justice in the Supreme Court of Queensland now, and another to be appointed in the Supreme Court of Western Australia shortly. It is important to the maintenance of the rule of law that the constitution of the court reflects the community which we serve, so that all peoples are confident that their needs are heard. We must also be alert to barriers in the profession for people from less privileged backgrounds. We will only achieve a truly diverse profession when barriers to advancement are broken down and people from different backgrounds are properly supported in a collegiate environment. Those issues are fundamental to a just and transparent legal system and to the legitimacy of the rule of law. Having said this, it is important to remember that notwithstanding that you are a diverse group, you now also share common membership of the legal profession. You, in your defence of unpopular clients or causes, or in your promotion of the basic tenets of our legal system, will have a trusted role in some of the most important and difficult events in the lives of others. It's your great privilege as a lawyer not only to inherit a body of knowledge that has developed over hundreds of years, but also the chance to contribute to its ongoing evolution in many ways. The legal profession is one that demands a constant commitment to learning. You may have thought that this marked the end of your studies, but if so, it is my unpalatable duty to inform you that you are wrong. The law is complicated and constantly developing. Were it otherwise, there would not be the scope for academic discourse that there is, and we judges would not so regularly have our misunderstanding of the law pointed out to us by the advocates who appear before us. Rest assured, for those of you with a bibliophobia, a fear of running out of reading material, as lawyers that fear will surely never materialise. On other similar ceremonies in this court, the former Chief Justice was wont to acknowledge that it will never be possible for you to learn everything that there is to know about the law, but that does not absolve you from the duty of keeping on top of the developments of the law. You have now entered, so to speak, the real world. In one famous annual speech to the Law Society, the former Chief Justice likened lawyers to plumbers, a necessary evil and often expensive and difficult to get hold of. You will now encounter the reality of that world, of eggshell skulls and peppercorn rents. You may even meet the mysterious reasonable person and you will have to apply the Constitution with an understanding that it consists of so much more than the vibe of thing. You will be called upon as an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, and an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but law as it applies to people's lives. You must strive to deliver legal services competently and fearlessly, with courtesy and integrity. And for those of you who will practice law, you should remember that the way you communicate information to others will have profound consequences for access to justice. For a non-lawyer, the law is often incomprehensible. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make law accessible to others. Although we mark this occasion with formality and tradition, not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. Over the past 2 years, we've had to adapt. COVID-19 has meant a rapid shift to increased use of virtual courtroom setups and technology to ensure access to justice continued in the midst of a global pandemic. For those of us who are Luddites, this has posed technological and other issues. Occasionally, even modern lawyers might get stuck behind a Zoom kitten filter. There have been significant difficulties to grapple with in terms of open justice, effective communication, and fairness to all participants. The impetus is greater than ever before for us to prioritise flexibility and accessibility. As the newest members of the profession, you are at the forefront of innovation in the law, and you have a unique opportunity to see through changes so that justice is done openly and equitably. In performing your obligations, you should not lose sight of the fact that you are now part of a professional community. By its very nature, law is often isolating and stressful. Clients, unsurprisingly, will often be demanding. Work may not be progressing the way you would like it to progress. In those times, the support of your peers will be invaluable, and you should remember to make use of that support. Having said that the law is a collegiate profession, in that context, I propose now to call upon the young representatives of the New South Wales Bar Association and Law Society who are here today to say a few words to you. Ms. Trahanis, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Uche Okereke-Fisher.
I do apologise, Ms. Trahanis. I was given a different running order.
Sorry, I'm not. My name is Uche Okereke-Fisher. I've been practicing at the bar for 7 years, predominantly in employment law and administrative law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and most importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds, and you're welcome, either straight away or after some time as a solicitor, to apply to come to the bar. It is an honor to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister, and I'm very proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job, and that it allows me to give expert advice to people and represent people in court, and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at his website on the steps to take, and each year there is a career at the bar open day, with the next one later in October. To become a barrister, you must pass the bar exams and satisfactorily complete the bar practice course and reading requirements in your first year at the bar. In terms of the support available, in your first year of practice as a reader, you have 2 tutors who are barristers of at least 7 years seniority, who meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills, whether by appearing with them in court or otherwise. The bar is also renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers, so you're not isolated or alone. The New South Wales Bar Association is the professional body that supports barristers, and it has several committees, including, for example, a new barristers committee, which organizes social and educational functions for 0 to 5 year barristers. A well-being committee, which runs seminars on health and well-being, promoting balance between work and the other parts of your life. And a diversity and equality committee, of which I am a member, that promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission as a solicitor of this Honourable Court.
Thank you, Ms. Okereke-Fisher. Ms. Seraphim, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Leah Seraphim. I'm a solicitor at Herbert Smith Freehills and President of New South Wales Young Lawyers. Not so long ago, I stood where you are today, and what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It has not been easy. Often, it has been overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after having worked in taxation law since my own admission ceremony, I can tell you that I've already learnt a thing or two. One thing I've learnt is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with over 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and to uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I have been part of New South Wales Young Lawyers for the past 7 years. Here I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and to join committees. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers to ensure that you, as newly minted solicitors, thrive and succeed in the legal profession. So again, congratulations to you all. We look forward to welcoming you to the Law Society and to New South Wales Young Lawyers community. May it please the Court.
Thank you, Ms. Seraphim. In closing, can I say to the newly admitted lawyers, you are in a unique position. You're not simply custodians and servants of the legal traditions that you inherit today, but you are in a position to help steer the direction that the legal profession will take. You are, in a very real sense, the future of the legal profession. On behalf of all of the judges of the Supreme Court, and in particular those of my colleagues who are on the bench today, I offer our sincere congratulations on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. I trust that you will now have the opportunity to celebrate suitably with your family and friends. The Court will now adjourn.
All stand. This Honourable Court is now adjourned. God save the King.